Please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, Miss Amby, call the roll, please.
John Congdon,
He's
Jason McConnell,
Here.
John's excused.
Jason Tarno,
Here.
Gary Tilson,
Here.
Kevin Lawrence.
Here. I forgot to do a sign-in sheet too. I'll have to impromptu make one here. Okay, our first order of business is election of officers. And what we have to do there, we have chair, vice chair, and secretary. This is an annual once a year thing that we have to do. So to start with, we'll take nominations for chair.
I'd like to nominate Kevin Lawrence.
Any other nominations for chair? Any other nominations for chair? I have to ask 3 times. No more nominations. Okay, all in favor of Kevin being the chair, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, you're stuck with me, I guess.
Good job you do, Kevin.
Get on that, see?
Jason. Okay, we need nominations for vice chair. I'll nominate Jason McConnell because he's been doing an exceptional job. Anybody support? I'll second that. Any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Close those nominations. All in favor of Jason McConnell for vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, Jason, you're at. Secretary is a very high stress, important job, I hate to say. Need nominations for secretary.
Well, in light of the recent news about Jason leaving, possibly, I'd like to nominate Gary Tilson. That's okay, Jason, not taking that big hard job from you, but
You're fine.
luckily we had an awesome person here in the end that helps us out.
I'll support that nomination. Any other nominations for secretary? Any other nominations for secretary? Close nominations for secretary. All in favor of Gary Tilson, secretary for the planning commission, signify by aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Okay, congratulations, Gary, you're moving up the ladder.
Man, I'd like to thank all my supporters, my sponsors, my family, my parents.
You're now the Secretary of Defense.
No. Like I said, it's a very important job.
All joking aside, I mean, is that just because we have Andy here that we don't need a secretary, or is that?
Part of it, and then any official paperwork that we have, that might have to be formally signed someplace and, you know.
Then it goes down.
For the planning commission.
I understand.
Yeah.
So it's not really a,
If we didn't have Amby, then the secretary would have to be taking the minutes.
okay, understand. Okay.
We're fortunate there. Speaking of minutes, everybody get a chance to read the minutes from December 11th. This was Amby's first time doing the minutes for us. I think she did an exceptional job. Very professional. There's no comments on the minutes. A motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Okay. Motion on the floor to approve the minutes for December 11th. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Okay, minutes are okay. Pass 4-0. Changes to the agenda. Anybody got any changes, additions to the agenda? Additions, we'll move on. Public comments. Amby, actually, you're public. You could say something if you wanted to, but
Oh man, I wish I'd have thought of something.
you'd have to write it down if you did. Okay, close public comments. We have no public comments. Old business, and that's the solar discussion for the battery storage systems. We, through the paperwork at your last meeting, we need to come up with something. Our solar ordinance does not address battery storage systems. When we had the workshop and discussed it, we picked through what you see in the dark print was originally drafted by Stephanie Brulé. And we went through and used that as a worksheet to pick it apart, amend it, change it, add stuff to it. And that's what we came up with. It's rather strict. Part of our reasoning was the fact that given it like how we're watching things happen, everybody goes to the state anyway. So we felt that to protect our residents, we would keep it rather strict. Maybe more so than what is necessarily needed. Caitlin did provide us a cover letter, things that maybe should be added. And then she will incorporate it into as part of our solar ordinance will be included in that. Any comments on it? Discussion.
So we had a handout. I went home, made a few notes. We want to give ourselves kind of a drop dead to put something together, to get to Caitlin.
Yeah, she's getting ready to start on this this month on the ordinance 78 project. And so she's going to be somewhat busy there, but she's already been briefed on this a couple months ago, in order to put this stuff together. I don't sniffing around. There's one company that has been trying to lease property in the south part of the township for a battery station. So far, I'm understanding they haven't been real successful, but I haven't heard a lot. There's been one that I followed for about 3 years that didn't give a specific location. It was just flagged by the MISO group that runs the entire Midwest grid as a solar panel and battery storage facility site. And it's just a blurb on a map. When you look into Genesee County and you got Flint, Saginaw, and you're trying to, where does this fit? Don't really know, but there is another company. It's in Virginia, in Inver Energy or something like that. And they have bought some property off of Francis Road on this side down here between Center and Genesee. They apparently purchased some property there. They did, one of our residents, I won't say who, her mother owns property down here on Center and Dodge Road, and she's in a adult rehab home for whatever surgery, temporary or whatever. And they actually tried to chase her down to get her to sign a lease on the property.
Oh my gosh.
These guys, they don't care. If you're in the ICU or you're one step from the funeral home, they want to go get your signature. Anyway, she refused, no way. But I did learn about that, and that's how I got the name of the company. And looked them up, but they're not showing up. Yes.
I don't know what company, Clyde Tuttle lives on Wilson Road. Company approached him about setting up battery storage on the back part of his property. He said, absolutely not.
Hmm.
So that's the only one I've heard of, an approach in the area.
I mean, we purposely put some strict stuff in there, just like I say, to say, hey, you know, if you're gonna have it, we got it, you know, nail it right down tight. And then, you know, and like I say, it looks like they go to the state anyway, what's it matter? But let's table it some more, get some more ideas. Or if you wanna pick through some of the parts of it tonight, we can. It's however you guys wanna take the time for it
I'll
tonight.
go through it in more detail. I'll type up the things that I had. Because there was also 2 meetings ago, we got the book and it cites, it looks like Caitlin already picked them up. So I cross-referenced what it said, must be in compliance with this regulation and this regulation. I'll compare my notes, put them together in the next meeting. I'll bring.
And we were gonna try to tie it in with the, refresh my memory, the fire, International Fire Code.
Yes.
And John was gonna look into that because Vienna Township and the city of Clio, go under that. Thetford never did. And John explained the reasoning for that. At that meeting was that, one of the stipulations in there is they require sprinkler systems if there's so many feet, you know, square footage. You have to put in a fire suppression system. And they were afraid that would get into some issues for some of the business owners in the township, but then after we further dug into it a little bit, it's kind of like it would be new construction, not existing, grandfathered in or whatever you want to call it. But the fire chief, he sent me the whole 700-page book with the codes in it, and they do have some strict codes specifically for battery storage and for solar farms, both, that they require. Should we pick up with that? And the chief would love it if we did, because then all 3 municipalities are on a level playing field. You know, when it comes to inspections and stuff like that, there's some things he can't do in Thetford or enforce because we don't participate in it. John, being the fire authority chairman, and also on the he was gonna try to get the board to buy into it and approve. It doesn't cost us anything. It just, you know, you agree to abide by it. So that may come out of this battery thing too. So, all right, if Gary, you're gonna get us some ideas and we'll just continue on discussion on it under old business.
Yeah, the battery storage is, takes a level of technical expertise. It's beyond, way beyond. We're talking about the ordinance, so we don't want to look at them and put in trees, berms, brush. And batteries can be on that large scale incredibly dangerous. And that's why I want to just go and check on these regulations, because that piece of compliance is what we have to have in there. So
Yeah, EDF has stated in their application to the state that they're not working with batteries, but yet, you know, they've got a lot of, you know, you got 2,000 acres under lease and you're using 800 and some, what are you doing with the rest of it?
Yeah.
You know, because they're, like you say, stage 2, stage 3,
they're liars.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe, in following some of this, that where's your extra power come from, when the sun goes down? You know, that's where your batteries come into play to keep the grid going. And they're finding that out in Washington with the data center that's coming in. Another can of worms. Okay, we'll just table that then and for next time, further discussion. Which for me. Approve the 2026 meeting dates. We went in the all schedule book, and I penciled this in for every Thursday in 2026.
Every second Thursday.
Every second Thursday, beg your pardon. Think about that. I got the dates are all here. I know we normally, I did look at deer season. The meeting date falls on the 12th, opening day being the 15th. I don't know if that would be a conflict, but what I propose is that we set our meeting dates like I penciled them in here, second Thursday as needed, 5:30 PM.
Okay.
And I just penciled in each Thursday of the month for us. If we need it, if we don't need it, we just cross it off.
Yeah.
But that way, at least it's reserved for us.
I know I'm just one person, but, the December one. I will not be available. Not that that matters, but
Okay.
I'm just one person.
Well, and I don't know what other things are gonna pop up for people with vacations or, and we might not even have any business before Christmas.
Actually,
Knock on wood, we're not as busy this year as we've been last year.
I'm a July 9th one too. I won't be available. That's okay though.
You already have your vacation scheduled this far.
It's
That's
summer
impressive.
camp.
That's impressive.
Summer camp. It's the week after the fourth.
He's got something in December planned.
Well, December, I just know that that's when the kids do their Christmas concert and like we did last week, last time just late. Like last time we got done quick and it was nice. I wasn't late.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 meeting dates, second Thursday as needed, 5:30 PM.
Yep, I second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, 4-0, there's our meeting schedule. Another annual requirement by the state. Satisfied. Annual report, that's something that the state requires us to do. But if you have a copy, this is how busy we were last year. And this has to go to our board of trustees at their next meeting, whenever that falls in. But I want to make sure that everybody is in favor of approving it. And it's not signed by the planning commission chairperson yet because we weren't sure who that was going to be. Didn't want to be presumptuous. But it's pretty much a brief of all the major business that we did over the last year.
That's all the annual report calls for is just there were more discussions during these meetings than this, but yes, hits the highlights of.
Highlights of what we did
And
and
the topics.
like I say, I try to hit anything that we did a site plan, rezone, official business. And
You did this, Kevin?
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I'm just glancing it over without seeing my notes. I'm gonna make a motion to approve it, but
Second that.
Okay. Motion to approve the annual report and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Nay. Okay, we have an annual report done. Keep on moving on. Zoning ordinance review project. Caitlin has got sent out the first memos, for our committee. Just briefly, they're gonna meet on, January 15th at, 6 PM. It's a Thursday here in the hall. The 5 members of the subcommittee, who is Michael Point, same ones we have for master plan, April Grania, Laura Shepherd, Terry Gaines, and Dawn Renkowitz. And then the committee does not have to abide by the Open Meetings Act, so there's no big public announcement that they're going to meet. But we have always allowed anybody who wants to come in and watch or listen or whatever. But the main carry the load will be the committee.
All 5 of those committee members don't hold a position on the township now. They're technically presidents.
Yeah, with Michael Point is chairman of the ZBA, but
Okay, so
that's why he's kind of the key leader, plus his experience in planning, as a career. Is quite an asset to us.
and that's nice. They have 4 residents be involved as well.
Yeah, and the residents actually come from a diverse field too, because April works with the seniors. That's why we had her on the master plan committee. Laura Shepherd runs the Lady Di daycares. This, kind of connected with the younger generation around the area. It's got kids that go to daycare, know the parents. Don Rekowitz is on the school board. and serves a lot with the parent teacher organizations prior to getting elected to school board. She's a local insurance agent, so she's got a little bit of business behind her. And Carrie Gaines is a resident over, well, Dawn lives over here off Berkshire Drive. Laura lives up here on Bray and Farron Road. And April's over here on Wilson. Carrie Gaines lives in the subdivision down on Bray between Dodge and Francis subdivision area in there. And she works, she's big involved with the Whaley Children's Center and stuff. So again, you know, your diverse opinions, backgrounds and stuff to draw from. And actually her dad was our township supervisors quite a few years ago. So she's been around Thetford for a long time and got a good idea.
Who was that?
Carrie Gaines,
So who was the supervisor?
Clyde Howe
Oh, okay.
was her dad. And then, like I say, Mike Lapointe with his experiences of being a planner and stuff is good to draw on for this ordinance stuff. And the whole thing in a nutshell is that our zoning ordinance now will be tailored to complement our new master plan so that they'll all talk to each other. And Caitlin's got some wonderful ideas as far as setting it up online, whereas you try to go through the ordinance now and you got to hunt and pick different columns and stuff. It'll be organized. And then if you want to pull in everything that say goes to general commercial, you can get there and there'll be highlight links in there to click on when you're online to carry you to those sections. So you won't have to scroll up and down through. I mean, it's going to be modernized. The target date that she gave me is started in January, and I believe it's September when she is planning. Yeah, September for the final adoption. And there'll be progress notes for us on the planning commission as they proceed, and we'll get information where they're at. And if any of you want to come in and sit in on their committee meeting, she's going to try to do some of it as a video feed online. So some of these gals that maybe can't get away from work or whatever, they can all coordinate online. She said, depends. The first meeting is 2 hours here in person. They kind of get a feel how everybody wants to go. And then she said, we may meet every week. You know, if everybody's got an open date next week, they can get online and join in a team chat and they'll go faster. But she won't know till we get into it. And this ordinance too hasn't been touched since 1989. Welcome to Thetford, you know. Anyway, that's the gist of that. Fellers, if anybody wants to come up on 6 p.m. on the 15th and set in for the first round, you're more than welcome. Want to sit back and wait till see some stuff, that's fine with me too. Just so you're aware of what's going on. And I'm going to make the same report to the board whenever they have their meeting. To bring them up to date. The next thing is the second pre-hearing watch party, January 20th, 9 a.m. here at the rec hall. This is the second pre-hearing. If you're not aware, the first pre-hearing they held in December was they failed to notify quite a few of our residents of the official notification where they had a chance to comment, intervene, whatever. So the court made them hold a second pre-hearing, go back through, improve their list. They added, I'd say, about 15 names to the list that they missed and remailed to those people. I seen that list posted. That list just got posted last week. The MPSC site. If you want to follow everything that's going on, there's a link there on the agenda. It's case 21-956, or that link will take you right directly to that case. And everything is dated everything that's transpired so far is there. You click on the, over to the side on the file, it'll open up a PDF file. Some of them are 300 pages long. Their entire application is over 3,200 pages. But then the state made them change some things, update, clarify some more things. Their clarifications are all there. There is a transcript posted on there from the first pre-hearing that you can read if you feel like catching up with what went on with the first one. We had a pretty good crowd for the first watch hearing. I'm going to say probably 15 people maybe or so. 20. And then we had the town hall meeting in Lordy. Yeah, we had half a room full there. Quite a good turnout. And I didn't put the link up yet, but if you've got Facebook, the fellow that sat in the front corner videotaped the entire meeting, and he has put the video on his Facebook page.
The We the People.
That We the People
network.
color there, yeah. He runs a TikTok page, a YouTube page, Facebook page, and a website. But that entire meeting is an hour and 40 some minutes long, all videotaped. It's pretty good, and there are some good public comments.
Yeah, Jason died. Jason.
Yeah, Mr. Stiles was one that was really emphatic and really did a good.
Is that YouTube?
The Facebook, it's on Facebook. Yeah, I looked on YouTube and it wasn't there.
So Jason dies his page.
Jason died.
DIE or DYE?
DYE.
Yeah.
And
He posted so this was like a public forum that happened and
Yeah,
people
this
just
was a
talked
public,
and just.
yeah, it just, our board members, set up here,
Oh,
4 of them is all they had. They had 4 board members set up here. Rachel opened it just as a town hall meeting, a forum. Here's where we're at. Here's what's going on. She made Gary and I get up here and talk and explain solar to people. We tried to hide in the back. Didn't work. Because it was supposed to be our board elected officials explaining to the residents what's going on with solar. And we encouraged them to go to the MPSC site and put a comment on there, yes or no. You love solar, you don't love solar. How do you feel about it? The MPSC on our case file has a spot where residents can submit comments online and they're all posted. And as of today, there was 98.
yeah, it's picked up. 2 nights ago, I read there was, I think, 87 or something, and now there's another 11. So it went from 27 after that meeting up to over 90.
Yeah, and but we're trying to encourage the residents, hey, get your opinions out there, everything helps, and the sad part is, I don't want to get too far into this deal here either, but in going through their application, they cited all these positive supports for the EDF solar field. And 60 some of the positive supports were all nearly identical comment letters. And 40 some of them were on a union letterhead. But the same comments that were on the union letterhead, there was some without the union letterhead that were signed, and I assume, okay, they distributed some. It's uncanny to read. Here's all these, and they're all identical, different signatures, and I could only tie a couple of them back to actual Thetford Township residents. We have people commenting to put their name down there from Lapeer, they're from Swartz Creek, all over. And this is what the MPSC, this is the company saying, look, everybody wants us to come, well, not when I said, oh, here are these people, and so we, Gary got them in there and got a lot of people in here. We have one family, the Hollies. If you want a say no to solar sign, they've had them printed,
yeah,
and distributed them.
And I've seen a few people have started putting them up. And I've had a couple people call me last night and say they keep trying to put their comments in. I'm going to go to their house and help them, and they don't know why it's not being posted. They hear him following exact, typing it, put my name, submit. I check the next day, it's not there.
Not there.
And I've had 2 people tell me that their comments are going. I don't know if it's being blocked or they're doing something, so I'm gonna go sit in their kitchen with them on their computer, what they're doing and see what exactly is going on.
Yeah, Amby offered at the meeting to help them if they wanted to come up here to the hall and she would work them through it. She did a little cheat sheet where they can just, with a QR code on it, where they can scan it with their phone and link them right to the site to do the
Yeah.
comment. And we're trying to bend over backwards to get, make it easy for our residents to voice an opinion. And I don't know, we're in limbo till this next hearing comes up and see.
And January 20th, so we've let people, it'd be nice if we had, I mean, I'm gonna make my round of calls and text messages and try to get people in here as well. I don't know, is that public? People know? I mean, we mentioned it at the last meeting, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, and it's been posted a little bit on Facebook. They've had a flyer here at the township hall. When people come in to pay their taxes, it's on the door. I'm going to probably about mid next week, hit the Facebook pages with it again,
Okay.
just so it is fresh, on the, I can follow 3 Thetford Facebook pages, plus the official township page. Plus there's Clio Nosy Neighbors is one that pops up with everything,
That one's fun.
but and I don't, I'm a member, but I don't participate on the offshoot Truth in Thetford page. Just because I know I wouldn't be wanted if they knew I was there.
Didn't I get you approved of that?
Yeah, you did. I never said a peep on that page. I just watched.
Probably smart. Because
Just watch.
the truth wouldn't want the truth.
Well, my opinion.
Can I make a statement?
Anything you want.
It's partial to the D, and I did discuss this, and I really don't want to put it on record here, but I think what we should do is our next planning meeting, I think we should relook at the ordinance. I mean, I'll say why later, but that's even allowed. I don't know. I just think we should put it on our agenda.
Review the solar ordinance.
Review the solar ordinance, and there's reasoning behind it. But I really think, if I'm standing in front of Judge Judy and I'm trying to get this thing passed and the township's not working with us, well, yeah, they are. They've put it on their February agenda and their March agenda and their April agenda. Do you follow me here?
Okay, we're still open to discussion. And they can withdraw their application at any time in PSC. They're not committed.
I just feel like if we did that, like again, we're saying, they're obviously they're getting sued by us and Forest Township to stop them. And it would be really hard to say that we're working with them when we're not. I'm not saying we have to do anything. I'm just saying, I think we should put it on our agenda and reopen it. Am I wrong in my thinking?
Yes.
Okay.
So that ship has sailed about 90%. And here's why. You said we're not working with them. That's not the case. We've been here, we've never left. They're not working with us.
Right.
Yeah.
So the standards in our ordinance are here. They're not here, they're here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very reasonable ordinance for a 24,000 acre township
Mm-hmm.
that has limited amounts of land and has plans over the next several decades.
Mm-hmm.
So we said, you can have solar here. It would probably amount to about 400 acres, 500 maybe, something like that, 600. Probably about actually like 800 acres with about 50 to 55% of it actually being solar panels. And that's reasonable for this size township.
What are they trying to do again? They're trying
2,100 acres. So, which is, if you look at a map of our township and look at what hasn't been developed and what is in wetlands, that's a large amount. Now, Alan Stiles, he made a comment here. He came to my house on Friday and we spent 3 hours talking about this. there's murmuring in the farmer community that there's just not enough land to farm. These guys have huge investments. When you farm corn and beans, the margins are slim and you need acres. Okay. So for Larry Neese to take 800 of his acres off the market is huge to the local farmers. Nathan Tuttle can't find enough land. Ken Burkhardt can't find enough. Kaz can't find enough land. These guys, and so when you take on a lot of debt to have the machinery, combines, tractors and everything, you need land. This is horrible for the area. Okay. So anyway, back to your point, and I know I said a little bit curt, it didn't mean to.
No, I understand.
But this is a discussion that we anticipate that we had a year ago in anticipation, once we knew that 233 passed and said, and we made the conscious decision to say, let's put the ordinance together, what we can live with and what we can face the residents with. They can have solar here. They're not going to cover every square acre, every acre, existing acre in Thetford Forest Township. Ours currently is consistent with forest. The two butt up and they're consistent. For us to have a review and at this point say, okay, we'll back off on the distance, we'll back off on the distance from the road, we'll back off on sizing and all of this, would be inconsistent with forest and would actually send the wrong message. We have one attorney, Matt Gilner, who's representing both. And if we said, okay, guys, we're just kidding. Uncle, we're gonna soften our ordinance. Now come back and talk to us. At this stage in the game, would only be at this stage in the game, I don't think it is the right time for that. I don't think there is. We should have been visiting that back then and making stronger arguments saying, no, let's make it more compatible with the state ordinance, which could be on one page. I mean, it's so simple. So I'm just saying, Jason, to say now to revise ours and say, look, we have a new ordinance. I don't see the value in that. We worked really hard over the last 3.5 years to have Forest and Thetford Township to have compatible ordinances and to say, no, we've reduced our requirements, so please come back and talk to us. I don't, like I said, I don't see the value in that at this stage.
I just think, again, not an attorney, I don't know. I know I negotiate for a living. So I just think that, so they're going to court. I mean, let's face it, guys, we got to make it till November. Right. Okay. If we put it on there, whether we do anything, we just revisit it. We have it on there. So they're standing in front of a judge.
Is this being taped? No, to the public.
That's why I'm being very careful. I'm just saying, like, if we, they're standing in court, they're trying to make an argument for a judge, and they're not working, Thetford Township placed this ordinance that's too restricted. And then we have our attorney say, no. We got it on our February agenda. And then another month goes by and they go to court. No. We got it on our March agenda. I feel like, I don't want to say the word stall, but I feel like it would,
let me review this and let me suggest we have this conversation and table it.
Yeah.
And I'll have comments later.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Technically, at some point, we are gonna open it up again when we had the battery storage system, but that's here. That's not, I don't think where Jason is at it.
Just an idea. I'm just trying to spitball here.
I got you.
Yeah,
I have a few things to say.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, that being said,
that's about all I got for,
Okay,
the Otisville solar part is that we're gonna have another watch party, hopefully have another public meeting for the members, for the residents to come in, so there again, I'll keep you updated, but I do know the watch party we're setting up for. Got the clearance for the meeting from the MPSC. They don't seem to have a problem, like I say, they allowed me to sit in on Saline Township's thing with, watching on, knowing who I was and say, hey. But, and for the record, there is currently 5 solar companies going through the MPSC system right now. One, Ascension has had their application completed. And they already have their hearing dates scheduled, being made out. We were almost number 1 at one point. We backed up. I'm gonna say we're at about number 3 right now out of the 5 in the pecking order to be pecked on, so. But, we'll see where that goes.
okay.
We didn't add anything to the agenda, so officially that's the end of our agenda. We can open public comments, and Amby, you got one more chance to say something.
I probably shouldn't.
this would be a
Okay.
chance for you motion for yourself to get that $50,000 stipend.
Oh, okay, we're coming to the part where we can open board member comments. Jason, you wanna go first?
Oh, you're gonna make me go first.
I'll have to.
Yeah, no, I really like this discussion and, in everything I ever try to do in life, I play devil's advocate a lot. I will. I'll put my hat on the other side. Taught me a lot about politics, I actually watch sometimes the opposite news of how I feel, sometimes just to see what the other side is saying, And I feel like the same thing with this solar thing. I try to, do we like it? No. And then I had somebody else who's very pro solar, very educated person talking to me about it. And I was giving him all my hits and all the things we've talked about long and long. And, Gary, I want to thank you for this. One of the meetings I said, we're in an energy crisis. And you said, Jason, are we though? I appreciate you, challenging me on that because then I had to research it. And back in March, Consumers Energy asked for a $324 million increase. They only got 154. Okay, then they turn around in June, which they'll probably do this forever, right? I just Googled it. They asked like 20 sometimes in the last 6 years for increases. In June, they asked for a $434 million increase, and Dana Nessel opposed that and it died. Just recently, last month, they asked for that's all electricity. Last month, they asked for an 8.2% hike increase, 4th year in a row. They've asked for that rate on natural gas, and that's still, being because Consumers Energy is a monopoly. They have to go to the state when they want to raise rates. My friend's actually a regulator for the state, so he's the one who gets to say yay or nay when it comes to consumers. But I don't know. Whenever things are getting increased, I wonder if there's an energy crisis. And my one friend I was telling you about, he mentioned, Jason, you need electricity, you need gas. And I think if there was nothing around and they wanted to come here and put in a coal powered plant, nobody would tell them they want it. If they came here and said they wanted a nuclear plant, no one. A natural gas plant, no one. Windmill, no one would say, yeah, we want that. I'm not saying I'm for it at all. You guys know how I feel on it. But I'm just saying I don't know at what point. I don't know. Me and you're going to talk at the end. But, I don't know. So obviously we're having, I don't know how, if it's just consumers is mismanaging and spending their money like crazy, which I think they do. I know when they put that pipeline in our road and we got a new road out of the deal. Did they hurt our road? Probably not enough to give us a $10 million road or how much ever that costed. That was a big waste. Just what went into that pipeline. Oh my gosh. I mean, you saw it. Remember when they put the flags up and all? I mean, it was crazy. I'm thinking the millions that just got spent right on Herd Road. And I think they waste a lot of money. But again, I don't work for consumers. I don't know. I'm just saying, if they wanted any one of those facilities in Thetford, we probably would tell them no. We'd be standing at the gates with pitchforks and torches, no matter what energy. At the end of the day, we want the power on it. So I don't know where we got to go. I think our ordinance was reasonable, and I'm super disappointed that they just completely went around this on it. And now what do we got to do? I mean, I have some ideas. That's all I got.
Okay. Jason, would you like to take the next one?
Sorry, all up after you. My ramblings.
Well, good discussion. I had a whole lot tonight. So. Gary.
Gary?
I don't have any comments. I'll see you on the 20th.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to keep it kind of short. You all got the email about the NIMBY class.
That's
for,
funny.
Planning at MTA. I signed us up for it. Gary was the only one that wasn't a member, but he's working his way through the application process now. I went ahead, our township government pays for a premium membership, which allows us to take any of these classes that are video classes for free. They tailor a lot of them from noon to 1 for their noontime webinars. They're 1 hour long. They're like a Zoom meeting. You log in, they give you the coordinates, you log in. At the end, you can make comments during the chat, ask questions, stuff like that. I followed them when they were going through explaining 233, and they were super great. They got the attorneys in there from MTA and line by line went through the thing for you. Tell you what's good, what's bad. They have 2 of those. You can still go back and pick those up. Any of the classes that they've had in the past, you can go back and get for free just by logging into your account. So I put us all in for this one. This one is going to talk about zoning and kind of tying it in with your master plan. And because we just updated the master plan, we're going through this zoning ordinance update. I thought it might be valuable. You don't have to watch it on that date. You can go back later and pick it up. You just won't be able to ask any questions. So, but if you want it, fine. If you don't, it didn't cost the township anything. It's free for us. So, and also I gave you a little flyer. We did such a good job on our master plan that now our county wants to do one. So they're going to do a new master plan. They're having a in-person comment rollout section at the Clio Senior Center on January 21st, the same day as this MTA class. Or it's 1:30 to 3 o'clock, Clio Senior Center. So you can cruise up there and see what they got to display. Or if you go to their site, you can put an online comment on it.
You guys gonna bring cake if I come? It's my birthday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which day is that?
January 21st.
January 21st.
I got like 4 things going on that day, so I'm not even sure I could.
Yeah, well, they have other meetings at Flint Farmers Market and one down in Fenton too.
So this is a master plan for all of Genesee County?
All of Genesee County now. They're gonna redo their master plan.
Now, how does that incorporate?
Yeah, well, you
Well,
know,
you would think that their master plan would be all the townships in Genesee County rolled up.
That's what I would
into
think.
theirs.
well, no, they have their own plan.
That'd be really interesting to see, because what would they designate?
Their plan involves every square inch of Genesee County is in a township.
Yeah.
And if
yeah.
every township has a master plan, then how could they?
Unless it's
It would have to have some consistency unless it was.
unless it's some type of direction. This is what we'd like to see, but I don't remember seeing that when we did our master plan. Do you?
No,
Seems like we would have referenced that.
no, but I
Huh.
I did put on the
Curious.
I posted it on the Facebook pages and I put
Yeah, I saw that.
what did I put? Francis Road Bridge, Gray and Vienna intersection, or fix the damn roads. Voice your opinion. Come
I
up to
saw
Clio
that.
Senior Center.
Cute. You do a good job, Kevin.
Figured out. I'll stir up the
Yeah,
residents.
stir it up.
Well, these people, they want to get this, do you want to get this bridge fixed, you know? Here's the Genesee County's master plan. You got money to spend? Put it on your list. You know, fix this bridge.
Do they already have a plan right now?
You know,
I wanna
well, they've
say-
got one and they're updating they're gonna update their master plan, but they got a brand new building, so now they gotta, you know,
Seems like we would have referenced that when we did ours.
their county master
Yeah, I
plan.
mean, we would have at least looked at it.
I don't think we did just because
Yeah, I don't
we
remember.
were tunneled in on focusing our own, we were worried about our own little border and not what the county was gonna do for us.
Oh, we wouldn't have cared. I mean, I don't
No.
think, but it might have. Oh, that's interesting.
But they popped up and said they're gonna do theirs, so. This is just another opportunity as you talk to people, say, hey, stop up to senior center on this day and shake their hand and see your county reps, see what your county tax money is doing for you. You know, other than that, I don't have anything else. Jason, I hope everything works out for you and we can see you back here next month.
Yeah, we'll hold on for a minute. I'll be back next month. It's
So-
the role, but not sure when she's gonna have it.
So, okey-dokey. With that being said, I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay.
Nay.
You had to, didn't you?
No, not
We're
really.
adjourned. Oh, that's what about 6:27 looks like maybe. 28, okay. Can't get my bifocals that far. Okay, we're off the record.
All right, how do we? Is that?
You turn that up. Yeah, she'll flick us off.